I'm Eric Roberts, and this is a legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We got a special episode for you tonight. Now, I normally say that we have a special episode for you every night, so every episode is special. But this one in particular, we're going to be jumping out of the WHOniverse. The team's taking a break right now. Dave, Tom, everybody. They might be in the chats, but we're taking a special break out now to recognize and celebrate Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. Now, I just want to let you know, we don't have any affiliation with Halloween Horror Nights or Universal Studios or any of their subsidiaries or whatnot. But ever since about 2016, the Halloween Horror Nights have become a big staple around this time of year for the Traveling TARDIS. You'll be seeing pictures throughout the nights, possibly some videos of things and of Halloween Horror Nights. And we just want to get a little discussion going on tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy with us as we talk about one of our favorite pastimes throughout the year, Halloween Horror Nights, and especially this year. Unfortunately, last night was my 2 nights ago, Sunday was my last night on my pass, but we got some terrific pictures for you, as well as some terrific guests who are going to be here tonight to tell you about them. Let's go ahead and bring them on at this moment. First of all, let's go ahead and bring in our panel. This is the lovely Nick Smith. How you doing, Nick?
Good. I am so happy to be here. I haven't been here for a while. So
I know you've been working on a film, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, movies and books. But I'm still here in my house by the cemetery in Western New York, ready to talk about Halloween Horror Nights.
When did you wrap up?
We wrapped up principal filming in July, at the end of July. But then I've been doing pickups in August. I got to film some sharks in August. It's a shark movie.
Sharks.
Then just starting to edit this month.
Is this a hobby? Is this something for you?
Yeah, filming with sharks, the hobby.
Gotcha.
Right.
Excellent. Well, again, everybody in the chat's there because I'm producing and hosting tonight. So let's put me to the challenge to see if you can outdo me while I'm in the chat. Speaking of in the chats, we want to welcome our newest panelist. He's joining the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And wow, I am totally off center. Hang on a sec. There we go. We're going to introduce the Orlando Wizard himself, Mr. Robert Lupo. How you doing there, Robert? Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for joining the team. This is your first episode, dude.
Yeah. This is fantastic. We've known each other for quite a while. Although it says Lupo Outdoors, the Orlando Wizard is one of my YouTube channels, and then I have Lupo Outdoors, which is my second YouTube channel. Everything I can't put on the Orlando Wizards on Lupo Outdoors.
Gotcha. Now, what's the difference between the Outdoors channel and your Wizard Orlando?
So the Orlando Wizard is food reviews, theme park reviews, things at the theme parks. I have a lot of videos on Halloween Horror Nights on the Orlando Wizard. And then the Outdoors channel is like fishing, hunting, camping, survival gear, and just like, firearm reviews. We're starting up a whole new chapter on a beginner's guide to a quest to 1 mile. So if you're brand new to long range shooting, I'm going to go step by step how to actually shoot and hit a target 1 mile away.
Wow. Sweet. Well, everybody check out Lupo Outdoors on the YouTube channel. And let's bring in our next guest. I want to first of all. Oh, wait. Let's see that. Wait a minute. Pull it up. Take off your shirt.
Oh, it's your shirt.
We can't even see. It is.
There we go.
It is the rapture, as Gadget has mentioned earlier. Is your camera focusing on your? Okay, that's just weird. He's got one of those.
Focuses on the face. Stupid laptop.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and bring in our next special guest out here. First of all, I want to congratulate him big time. He has reached 1,500 celebrity guest interviews, including William Shatner and a host of others, Doctor Who panelists, Star Trek The Next Generation, you name it. But if you are familiar with the GalaxyCon world, you've definitely seen this man. You've seen his picture. And he's been called many names, but I call him my best friend. So I'm going to bring him up out here. Bring in Mr. Patty Hawkins. How you doing there, Patty?
Hey. Hello, Christian. Thank you for having me back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS once again. Hello, all my Whovians out there. Don't worry. Stick around. You're going to hear some interesting stuff. And yes, we are going to talk about some Doctor Who stuff as well. And we'll boomerang it back to the Doctor Who universe at every opportunity we possibly can.
Thank you so much, Patty, for joining us again, man. Congratulations. That is an incredible number.
That is what, and stuff that I did with you in that previous show that we did counts towards this list, because this list is this is a list of anybody that I have hosted on a virtual or a live stage platform. So yeah, at the last GalaxyCon, I hit 1,500, and that's not repeats. That's the total list of all the conventions. So that's actors, that's writers, that's comic book talent, voice actors, the whole 9 yards.
Gotcha. Oh, congratulations, Patty! And if I even get 15, I'll be a happy camper. So,
well, you've got the audience count, because my social media is pretty useless. But that I've been with that file. Anyway, we're not here to talk about me. We're talking about spooky stuff.
We're going to talk about everything, but speaking of talking about everything, we're going to introduce another special guest tonight who is welcome to join us. And I don't want to get anything wrong, so I'm going to have you introduce yourself, Mr. Michael Roddy. Is it Roddy or Roddy? Roddy, I'm sorry.
Roddy, yeah.
Roddy.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Michael.
It was
tell us a
I
little
thought Patty was going to introduce me. I'm really confused.
Okay, wait. Let's do it proper then.
He is a documentarian and is considered one of the finest experts in the history and apocrypha about Steven Spielberg's classic film Jaws. He is a former show designer for the attractions in the Orlando area, an author, and also a panel moderator and host in his own right. Please welcome Michael Roddy.
Oh,
There
wow.
Is that about right?
Yeah, no, that's great. Your Venmo, I should hit you in just a couple minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'm really, really honored to be here. I've been a fan, and to talk about Halloween, this is fantastic. So thanks for having me.
What did you think when I invited you on? You was like, it's a Doctor Who show, and we're going to talk about Halloween.
Well, so it's funny because I know we have met over the years when I was doing different shows in the Orlando area. And I want to say, because our friend Mark Muncy was the one that said, hey, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I know exactly who that is. I haven't seen you in a while, but yeah. So I was like, absolutely. I loved the vibe when you would do the interviews and stuff like that at the different theme parks, and the fact that you're doing a Halloween episode, I'm honored to be a small part of it. You got a great group here.
I'm honored that you came on, and I was just he's just like, who's that? And it's just like he's seen you before. I'm just like, I've seen a lot of people. I feel bad when people come up to me and they just like, yeah, Christian. And I don't know if you've ever had, especially with you, Patty. It's just like when somebody comes up to you and they have that long conversation, but you're sitting there going, I don't even know your name. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
I'm at that weird point too, because they'll come up to me, hey, Patty, blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, right. Oh yeah, right. With you, mostly it's people come up to me. Are you the GalaxyCon guy? I'm like, I don't know. Do you like the GalaxyCon guy? That's it used to be, are you one of the Geeks of Comedy? I don't know. Do you like the Geeks of Comedy? And with you, it must have been, wait, where do I know you from? And you just pull up the TARDIS. I was like, oh yeah, you're that guy.
All you need to do is pull up the TARDIS, which is actually conveniently not here tonight. So
What?
Invisible.
Oh no! Isn't that like
Well,
a big
we're-
problem when it's missing? Like
we're going to see a lot of him tonight. We're definitely going to see a
Okay.
lot of him tonight. So,
So it's funny.
Or her.
I tried to find this picture and I can't, but I don't know if you know this or not, but I want to say it was either a Star Wars character or a Frozen character, Elsa, one of those. I got some heat because I said it was okay for you to take a picture with them looking at the TARDIS. And I want to say my memory is that it was Elsa at the TARDIS, but then after that, yeah, I got in some hot water.
I am so sorry.
Oh no,
Okay, you know something? I know exactly where it was. It was the pre-Star Wars event in Christian. We went there, and they did the Channel 13 did a little interview with me, and you took some pictures, and you took Elsa holding it, and I think she was actually outside the door too of the actual TARDIS there. I think it's a Gods and Monsters.
Yeah.
And I did that meme with all the doctors saying, "Get out of my TARDIS! Get out of my TARDIS! Get out of my TARDIS!" Number 5 saying, "Excuse me, could you step away from the TARDIS, please?" You know.
Let it go, Michael.
And yeah, Michael, it doesn't surprise me at all that the powers that be, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I don't want to keep a good woman waiting, and I'm going to bring her on right now. So it's time for the Who Knew News. Let's go ahead and bring in Gadget. And normally I'd be quicker than this, but I'm doing the production and the hosting tonight. So sorry, guys, it was just a little bit slow. But here we go. We are now starting the Who Knew News.
Okay, so it's official. I'm on the phone about the rapture. I don't think we're getting raptured. I think we have to stay here.
Oh, we're getting raptured. It's not.
No, I think we're staying. Let me just confirm this.
Don't disappoint.
It seems that YouTube wrote something, and now we have to stay. We can't get raptured. So,
don't tell me.
All right.
A Blondie song.
Okay. All right. I'll do the news, and then you'll find out and call me back. All right. Okay. Yeah, we're staying on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're staying on Earth. Yeah, we're not one of the lucky ones that gets still rapture, and you know, I should have asked them for their houses and had them sign it over to me. But let's go into the news and everything. So, what would you like, birthdays or interesting topics?
You're the girl. You tell us.
Well, let's do the birthdays because I just found a link connection with some of the news because it's just too funny as anything. Okay. But since we didn't get to wish this wonderful person a happy birthday last week, Christina Chong, who actually was it was one episode, right? In A Good Man Goes to War for playing Lorna, the one who gave River her name, technically, by giving the little talisman. I'll call it a talisman. And if you don't...
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah, she did give River her name. Okay.
Yep. And she's also been seen in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Halo Nightfall, and The Kings of Prophets. She's also been in Bulletproof. And she turns, and I still cannot believe this, 42 years old. She does not look 42 years old.
She's gorgeous. She looks exactly the same as in A Good Man Goes to War. She has not aged.
No.
She does feed off the blood of virgins.
Of children.
Yes. So yeah, there it is. And so happy birthday. And what I thought was funny about Patty, I think you knew about the Star Trek convention that they just had from Creation Entertainment.
Yeah, I was there, just sort of hanging out and talking to folks I know and all that stuff. It was a good attempt at them to plant their flag for their brand, and the only thing I have about that is that they tried to run it like they ran their Vegas show, which is designed like a formal convention where you buy packages, and in the auditorium you always have a permanent seat, and it works when you have an established show. When you're kind of planting the flag, it was a little. Some folks were confused, but I hope they come back. They put on good stuff. GalaxyCon and them were talking about doing some crossover stuff. So yeah, like I said, but I had fun that day. I saw a lot of old friends.
And speaking of a galaxy far, far away, we have Ashley Eccleston, whose birthday she turned 40. Believe it or not, wait, is it yesterday? 44 years old. And many of her know her as the voice of Ahsoka Tano. And I got to meet her at New York Comic Con when she was starting out with her brand for her clothing line and everything. Really sweet person. And she's more than likely, when I talked to her last New York Comic Con, said she would love to be back on the Legend of Traveling TARDIS. So
she's an actress and entrepreneur whose body of work includes her universe line, like Spider-Man, and of course, like the Star Wars, the Clone Wars. Please welcome Ashley Eckstein. I have she's actually local to Orlando.
She is.
Yes, she is. So
and not only that, but I always often bring up the Blue Collar TV series.
Yes.
She gives me looks every time. It's just like, you know that? And yeah, I was religious.
And she started as a performer at the Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
So, yeah, we had a conversation at New York Comic Con last year, and she's like, I miss Christian. I miss the show. I want to come back and everything. She thought we forgot about her. And I was like, no, and everything. So she said, contact her agent whenever they have a free time. They want to come on.
That's what they all say. And I never hear from them again.
But then
she's one of my absolute favorite people in the convention world.
It was hysterical. She was at a little table when she first, I think I posted, it was 2010. She was at a little table in New York Comic Con the first day I met her, and one of the library booths was giving out her character on a pin, and she didn't even know. And we started talking, and then she moved up to a bigger booth when she got her universe, and then she just kept growing and growing at New York Comic Con. It was like the funniest thing. And then
I should clarify, Roddy. It's not the celebrity, it's the agent. The celebrity say, yes, I want on. I want to produce it. Let's do this. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, no, you got to speak to my agent. I'm like, okay, that's the way you came in there.
Yeah.
So happy birthday there, Ashley. And we have one more, right?
Yes, we do. We don't know what she is at the moment, because right now she's howling mad at Wednesday and everything. Our own Billy Piper, who turned 43 years old on the same day. So they share a birthday. And right now, like I said, you can catch Billy in Wednesday on what station is that? Because I don't get the channel that it's on, so I'm not going to say what channel it is. But if you do have that channel, you get to see her wolfing out with Enid and all the cast of the Addams Family until we figure out where she lands. Because is she flying or is she running towards the TARDIS? Because she is a bad wolf in disguise.
Oh God, I don't know. I had to get rid of that picture. It's just like, it doesn't flatter her at all. That picture of her hitting over the TARDIS. It's just like whatever.
Hello.
So,
she's on my docket for GalaxyCon Columbus. So
shut up.
I will ask. Oh, no, I will. Not saying it. Like I will ask her what I'll ask her. Okay, tell us what you're allowed to say, if anything, and she'll probably say, "I don't know anything." So
yeah, because with our lovely Doctor Who news, it's not any news anymore. It's all rehashed stuff.
So we'll get at least we'll get a statement from her.
Gotcha.
And now that brings us into a really cool thing about companions and everything, or wives. Because, as you know, Alex Kingston is on that show Strictly Come Dancing, and they announced her dancing partner, who actually was in the Devil's Court in the dance scene and everything, which is crazy to be working with the Harbinger and dancing and everything with Nashuti. And I'm trying to pronounce his name correctly so I don't mess it up. I think it's Johannes Redbay. It's Johannes and Radebe. So I'm not sure if it's a French name. I know. I don't want to mess it up on him, but everyone's tying it to a Doctor Who one-off, because it's just fitting that she would have someone who was in the new series with Nashuti. So she's 1 degree away from Nashuti in Doctor Who. But here's the crazy thing. And in that season, we were dealing with Harbingers and everything. Well, it seems that the Doctor's granddaughter, Carol Ann, is starring in a movie called The Harbinger, which is being filmed as we speak. And you can catch information on it and some pictures at IMBD Harbinger 2025 about a team of paranormal investigators, tying into what tonight's about, discovering a forbidden fortune-telling machine in a hidden room which reveals and seals their horrific fates. And from what I see of the trailer and everything, it's just crazy that we get Alex dancing with someone who was dancing with someone in a Harbinger episode. We thought we got rid of that. You're lucky she didn't kill you last week. Everything. And now to find out the doctor's granddaughter. And to find out now the doctor's granddaughter, Carol Ann Ford, will be starring in this new movie about a Harbinger and everything. So was all of Doctor Who that season the promo for this movie coming up and everything and stuff? Because that was just too funny a coincidence that we go from Harbinger to Harbinger. But the latest thing, if you are into David Tennant or anything still, his second season of, and I want to make sure I get it right, The Rivals. It's supposed to be a Hulu Disney Plus based series and everything about honesty and reporting. And he says this season is going to be basically a little more in depth and a lot more hands-on. Like you're going to see what goes into trying to put out honest journalism and everything. And that's what I keep telling everybody here. Don't lie, don't whatever, just be honest. If you don't have any stories, we don't have any stories. Just don't make anything up. That's why I'm not going to make anything up about like the land and the war or between the sea or what's coming up because we don't know. They've got us in Wholock. It's basically literally not Wholock like Sherlock, but like we're locked in on like what's going on. You know, it's all the same story. Nobody's telling us. All we know is Disney has Land and the Sea for January, and now they have The Rivals as well. So we'll see what happens, but that's all the news I have for today, unless any of you guys want to chime in about conventions or anything horror related, because I don't see anybody floating anywhere outside my window. So yeah, so we got time.
Gotcha. So Gadget, you said we're done with the new. Do they even have a date on the war? The war between the war and the sea, or
It's
is that
still January 2026, but no day officially.
Okay, so it's going into the new year. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a Christmas special. We don't have anything. It's just basically that.
I say we don't even have any scuttlebutt about maybe they'll sneak in a Christmas surprise or a New Year's Eve surprise or not even like a little 5-minute boo.
Yeah, everything is on hold, and then I see when I go to read my research, there will be a new story, and it's the same story from a year ago or 6 months ago being retold, told in a different way that ties into what David Tennant's show is about, not to, rehash old news, basically find the truth in the story.
Well, if Piper cancels on her appearance,
then we know.
Then, something's going on.
You're busy.
Because there's also been a lot of New York Comic-Con cancels as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, there's stuff coming up. And because there's a few I wanted to meet and some are canceling.
Roddy and I walked the New York Comic-Con stages several years ago.
Yes, we did.
So then I must have ran into Roddy there because I've been going since 2008-9.
Oh, yeah.
With this, maybe then this will jog your memory. I'm always with this.
Oh, okay.
Squishy
one, yes.
The squishy one, yep.
Yeah. I think we were sharing the stage, and the funniest thing I think I remember, well, first off, Michael Keaton was there one year because he was doing Birdman, right? Which was insane. But we had a Batman and a Robin cosplay from the 1966 show. So Patty and I said, okay, guys, get in a position. Everybody turn your camera.
Turn your camera sideways. If you're watching at home, turn your camera sideways.
Yeah,
because I used to do I was VIP, regular, everything. Then I was press, officially, and all the other stuff once everything. Yeah. And I'm going again this time. I've got my 4-day.
Nice.
And everything. Good. Yep. And that's my original press pass that another company that turned orange made for me and everything. So I'm in limbo with the orange company.
I didn't catch this either, but Fraser Hines had a birthday yesterday. I just checking it out. Yeah, he turned 81 years. Oh my God.
Wait, no, he didn't.
He did.
He does not look it.
No.
He does not look it at all. I mean, he looks like he could pass for like 59-ish.
Yes. He's
And
a fine wine.
I say this as a guy who is almost 59.
Speaking of which, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. When we return, we'll just talk more about Halloween Horror Nights.
Mhm.
Also, we're going to have our special guest, Billy Floyd from the Kitchen Killers. I know some of you have had questions about our barbecue sauce, so he's going to be addressing them right after the commercial. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just in case I haven't said it enough, we are the first Doctor Who podcast to be sponsored by barbecue sauce. So very happy and excited about that. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tune in. We'll be right back after these commercials.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Now, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
Rogue One. This is the movie that comes butts directly up against Star Wars: A New Hope. They run right into each other, and right out of Andor. We'll just get that out of the way. We know that we're gonna try to keep the Rogue One, but we know we're gonna talk Andor.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you send. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now and unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I so enclosed. The spell stays unspoken. A dark silhouette of a mark man, and I'm broken. Right down. I didn't listen to that voicemail or TikTok that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to our good friend, Mr. Billy Floyd of the Kitchen Killers. I know some of you have had some questions, and we've also these bottles have been selling out, team. These bottles have been selling out. We sold out over at Ancient City. We sold out over at Space Coast Comic Con. So I'm still off center, for Christ's.
Your lighting's better.
My lighting is much better.
Yeah, your lighting's better, dude. You look good. I like the glasses.
Thank you.
You look brilliant.
I can't see anything without them so far. So
we all look way better.
Billy, do you want to tell the audience what's going on so far for those who are purchasing online, or I should say purchasing through the email?
Yeah. No, 100%. Hi, everybody. This is the last bottle of barbecue sauce, and it's consequently also the very first bottle
Do you have
of
it
barbecue
sitting and
sauce.
rotating?
I wrote, yeah.
Okay,
I have a little number one on top of this this lid of the very first bottle we got. So it's a supply and demand. Supply came in, great, no problem. We had a really great response. Immediately, I put a reorder in for another shipment that we actually got. So we got through that one as well. Christian, you and I have been burning through some KK sauce, man. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun. So I originally put an order in for 72 bottles. We got that. We got through that pretty quickly. I put an order in for 144 bottles. And right away, the manufacturer got in touch with me. The chef, actually, the chef who made the recipe, got in touch and said, "Man, you're selling more barbecue sauce than I'm selling." I said, "Man, we're a barbecue sauce family. Like we're burning through it. He goes, "Okay." He's like 144 bottles. Cool. So we started talking and we started. Where did you go, Christian? Why are you gone? You should be here. I feel like I need to see you right there. Where are you?
Oh,
there you are. So yes, you and I are having. You sound like the voice of God coming from somewhere else. I feel like I'm talking to my accent lights.
That's what I want to be doing. So.
Yeah, man. So we put a pretty big order for 144 bottles, and I said, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and see what we've got for our current stash. And we already had a plan for bottles coming in. So sales were going out, bottles were already promised. So we were keeping up with the orders that had already been placed, and we were looking at receiving 144 more bottles, which then that got delayed. And between the time of us putting that order in and waiting for those bottles to sufficiently provide barbecue sauce for all of the, because we got a rush of them right into our email from you guys, so we got stuck in that limbo. So those orders came there, and they kind of got stuck in limbo. We had a couple of bottles left, but we were trying to fulfill previous orders as well. So I reached back out to the chef, and it's all about when we're putting that much together. Like I have a kitchen here, but I don't actually. We partnered with a voodoo chef out of Tampa, Eric Young's fantastic guy, and this is his recipe. We've done a lot of really great stuff with Eric, so we were able to partner with him, and he also is one of the main educators and culinary experts in Hillsborough County in the educational field with Voodoo Chef Foundation, which has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to culinary arts over in Tampa. So we teamed up with him and put an order in for 144 bottles. He got in touch with his guy. And that's kind of where the ball stopped, was with the distribution. So it was like, okay, cool. What's the next step? Let's find other distributors. And anybody that's ever done any supply and demand on large orders for small companies, you run into this stuff all the time. You reach out to somebody for, especially cosplay. We used to have suppliers for foam. We'd reach out to them for foam. Cool, we got it. We'd have another order in. All of a sudden, we can't get it from them. They're not able to get it. We have to find other people to go to. So we went to the same thing with bottles, figuring out where we could go, what we could do. Ultimately, what's going on is we are making case by case by hand. So Chef Eric is making them himself. He teamed up with another local chef from Hillsborough County and reached out to me the other day and said, listen, this is what's going on. We're actually just going to make it ourselves. I'm trying to get in the kitchen to get some footage or actually cook with Chef Eric Young's to hand make the barbecue sauce that we're going to have, which I'm super excited to. I'm trying to. He's already pulling some strings with other kitchens. So I was like, yo, do you need some help? Like, I would love to take actual part in that because I don't have a kitchen big enough to bottle 144 bottles of barbecue sauce.
I just like the fact that it's not going to a distributor. It's like, so for folks who've been waiting, Voodoo Chef is going to be making your sauce.
Yeah, he's hand making it.
So it's being handmade. So
yeah, so he asked us the other day and said, "Hey man, how many do you already have promised?" So I said 3 cases because we're about 3 cases in, including some for you, Christian, as well. Because that's about where we are. So instead of the 144, he's going to hand make 3 cases. I'm really trying to get up there and do it with him. That's going to be so much fun. I would love to do that. Take a million pictures, like making barbecue sauce, my second favorite thing in the world, with Chef Eric Young's. It'll be awesome. So we're pulling the trigger. We're doing it ourselves. We're bypassing all the distributors, all the big bottling companies, and we're going to do it in house, not in this house, but in a kitchen that he was able to partner up with in Tampa, so we can get these out to everybody. It has been been, I will say, from all the things that Kitchen Killers has tried to invest in with different types of clothing, apparel, and music and kitchen utensils, everything that we could, because we're really trying to get in your kitchen, not just play some music in your kitchen, but, we got smocks, we got aprons, we got oven mitts, all that good stuff. Just trying to make it happen. You got to grind. So with this one, it was like we had got the barbecue sauce, and I love barbecue sauce. One of my absolute favorite things, second favorite thing in the world. Number one is Christian basil. So got our barbecue sauce in, and then immediately had some friends come by. I think Christian, you actually came by, and we tested ribs and we tested wings. We got pictures. We did some video. We got some really cool stuff. It was for science.
Yeah,
it was for science. So we got that squared away. Next thing I know, I think Christian brought a box. He bought a box to one of the first conventions. We had it here every Friday night, and everywhere we would bring it, it was just getting gone. 5-6 bottles at a time. I was like, oh my God. I said, okay, I wasn't even prepared for that. I was prepared to have 72 bottles of barbecue sauce in my house for the next 3 years. Like, I don't know, but immediately they started going fast. And as soon as I saw the volume that they were going and how it's so good, I immediately spoke with Chef Eric to see if we can get some more on the way.
I don't think he was expecting me to sell out at Ancient City. When you told him I sold out, he was going like, okay, I'm making it myself. I saw the text that you sent me. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So make a long story short, it's going to be totally worth the wait, because Voodoo Chef himself looks maybe
it's worth the wait anyway, because the barbecue is damn good.
It is very good.
I'm really excited that I'm really trying to get up in that kitchen, Christian. I'm really trying to be like, let me put on some gloves and help make the barbecue sauce by hand.
So make sure you're emailing Billy Floyd over at kitchenkillers@gmail.com. Don't forget to use the word TARDIS somewhere, and you get 10% off.
That's true.
If you're getting it, also, we're going to keep an eye. I'm hoping we can make it to Maker's Fair, depending upon whether we get the sauce. But I just want to let you know that it's that good, that it's sold out in record time. Billy,
we're really fortunate. We have 3 seasonings coming in as well to kick off season 9, October 17th. We're going to have 3 separate Kitchen Killer seasonings as well. We also teamed up with Voodoo Chef. Now that one we went a little bigger on, because I think the seasonings are going to go, and I'm mentally, emotionally, and financially preparing for it. But thanks for letting me come on and chat about it, my man. I appreciate that, and especially to reach out to everybody that's reached out to us. Thank you guys for your orders. We have a very good list. We have everything squared away, and as soon as they come in, they're going to start going out.
Gotcha. Billy Floyd, thank you so much. Make sure you check him out on the Kitchen Killers over on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. And don't forget to write Billy. Thank you all for being so patient while we try to get things together, because we really didn't think we were going to sell a lot, and then the conventions are gone.
It's a good problem to have, but it's tough. And thank you guys very much for your patience, Christian. Thank you so much for your friendship and your partnership on this. It's a lot of fun, man.
We're still competing at MegaCon, right? To see who sells out.
Head to head, brother.
Head to head. Okay. Take care, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You guys take care. Bye, everybody.
All righty. Let's go ahead and bring in our panelist. I think we've heard enough of barbecue sauce, because now I'm starving as hell. So,
barbecue sauce.
I'm so hungry right now.
I just did the Ocala Comic Con this weekend, and they've got a fantastic barbecue place up there that I eat there like Friday and Sunday. And I bought a cooler to bring home extras too.
Cool.
Sweet.
You know, the absolute best barbecue place I ever went to was in Alberta, Canada.
Oh.
And it's like I was lecturing up there, teaching a class, and like the students are like, "Oh, you got to come out to dinner with it. It's all you can eat ribs night." And I'm like, "Oh, I am there, right?" So I get there, and I'm like, "How many ribs do you get?" And they said, we give you 2 to start. I'm like, 2? You're going to be coming here a lot. No. Did you ever you remember the Flintstones, right?
Are you kidding me?
When they put it on the side of the car and the car flips over, not an exaggeration. The ribs were massive, tons of meat on it. I couldn't even finish the second one. There was so much on there.
Of course, that was hobo meat.
It was so good. Oh my God.
What do you think it was if it was that big of a rib? Like what I mean, there's only so many things that have large rib cages. Did that ever cross your mind? I mean, talking about Halloween, right?
There's one sperm whale missing in the ocean
Personally,
right now.
it was mastodon. There were mastodon ribs. I've never seen ribs this big. Usually when you go and you get ribs, like cow ribs, there's like a little bit of meat.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be about an inch thick of meat on each side, and it was just like falling off the bone. The sauce was amazing. And I'm like, how come the best ribs I've ever had in my life were in Canada? And I've been to all 50 states of the United States. And I've never had ribs anywhere. Places like Texas, none of the ribs I've ever had in Texas were as good as the ones in Canada.
So this could have been the Canadian Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, quite easily.
Well, yeah, like I said, in Texas Chainsaw 2, they were turning people into chili. I much prefer Motel Hell, and the tagline was, "It takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent fritters."
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I'm glad everybody has an appetite tonight. Wonder if you have anything for like fish or vegetables. That we're gonna get. Oh, by the way, Mark Muncy is showing up. There we go. The Men in Black are keeping Mark Muncy hostage for inappropriate actions with the Mothman. God, really?
Does not surprise me.
Maybe that's what you ate. You ate a Mothman.
Tasty ribs.
No, you probably had a New York City rat. Those are big enough to have those type of ribs.
Mark will return after the implants are corrected.
I'm still saying mastodon. Just saying.
Well, they call the beef ribs now dino ribs. So all the little Facebook, Facebook algorithm knows I love two things: cat rescue videos and barbecue videos.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm a cat fan, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Just not.
So anyway, we are a Doctor Who podcast talking about Halloween Horror Nights. Let's get back to that.
Yes.
And some of
Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, that thing.
Now, again, the reason why we're bringing it up is because it has been a major staple in the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We've got some pictures coming up over here. Michael, how did you get into Halloween Horror Nights? How did everything start for you over there?
Oh, wow. So in 1992, the end of 1992, I was hired at Universal as an actor. For the old Ghostbusters show. I was a Dudley Do-Right, couple different roles. And during the day, I would work at Universal, and during the evening, I'd work at a place called Terror on Church Street, which was a year-round haunted attraction. Amazing attraction and experience. So as the year went on, they had this thing, Halloween Horror Nights. And originally it was called Fright Nights, but then it had transitioned to Halloween Horror Nights. And I went in as an actor and got cast as Norman Bates in 1993. And so that was my first foray into it. And then the next year I did some voiceovers and some writing for him. And then in 95, I switched from being an actor and I worked into being a show director for entertainment. And started working with a guy named Jason Sorrell, and we did Halloween in the mid-90s, and TJ Manarino, the three of us. And then Jason left, and I became creative director of Halloween Horror Nights in 1999, and did it until 2002. Then left Universal for a couple of years, came back in 2006 for Sweet 16, and stayed there until 2010 for right before Fear Comes Home, and then moved over to Disney. But that's my quick view of how I was involved with Halloween Horror Nights. So I was there through a lot of different transitions, from what it was originally to what it is now, which is this mega experience that people wait hours to go through a maze, and they are doing a great job. The team that does it, some of those people are some of my dearest friends. And it started off, it would be a couple months work. Now there's teams that do it year round out at Universal and Universal Hollywood.
Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, and I should have introduced it a little bit better, and I apologize, but for those of you who are not familiar, Halloween Horror Nights is an annual occurrence that takes place over at Universal Studios and Universal Hollywood, and I think Universal Japan, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
And if I'm not sure, Universal Beijing might be doing it this year. I'm not
Beijing.
sure. But what's interesting is that, they basically take over the park. It's a hard ticket event, and you come in, and there's, I believe for this year's Halloween Horror Nights, there's 10 mazes and 3 shows and 7 scare zones. And the entire park is turned into a Halloween theme park, and different IPs, whether they're Five Nights at Freddy's or the new Jason universe, all the way to throughout the years. I think everything's been part of Halloween Horror Nights in some capacity, as if it's in the horror genre, along with the rich history that Halloween and horror movie has with Universal, with the classics, which are Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman.
Mm-hmm. It also, as Michael was mentioning, there's haunted houses, there's scare zones, there's different type of shows, and they also have themed food merchandise out there. It can be, if you're expecting, and for those folks who are not familiar, if you're expecting something like Disney's Mickey's Not So Scary, this is not the place for you. It is really
not at all.
This is why
it's an R-rated event.
This is why Disney's Not So Scary Halloween is called Not So Scary Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny throughout the years, because I worked at both Universal and Disney. When I went to Disney, I was part of a bunch of different creative meetings of how do we have a nighttime event at the studios and what that could be. And it always came back to the same thing. Disney owns the kid-friendly Halloween. Let Universal have the adult party Halloween. And they both do each really well.
Could you imagine, though, for a moment, and I'm sure you did, if Disney had given you their real estate and said, okay, you can do up to Universal levels? Because and this is the unsung amazing thing about Halloween Horror Nights. It's always been the people to understand, during the day the park is open, all the regular stuff is going on. You may see some Halloween decorations as it is, but you have to either extend your day or get a hard ticket. And anything that can be repurposed or back engineered or whatever has been designed and redesigned for all these horror events, and they change every year. And this is the level of complexity that Roddy and his peers had to do every year, which to me to this day is just mind blowing.
Oh, that's super kind. It's interesting because the attractions for a couple of years there in the middle, we tried to take over the attractions as well. The first year we had Jack the Clown. We had these things called Jack attacks, and he actually would appear in the Jaws attraction. He would appear in the Earthquake attraction. And then we did a thing with Rob Zombie's Nightmare Creatures, where you actually walked the show building of King Kong Confrontation with all the effects on, and you took the lights out of the King Kong, but we had characters that were running through the streets of New York. One year we changed ET into IT, Interstellar Terror. Walk the pathway there.
It's scary to begin with.
Well, but again, you ride above it, but look down and it's actually a valley most of the way through that. So it was perfect for what we wanted to do and what we wanted to scare people, how we wanted to scare them.
That's incredible. And that's one of the joys, to see the transformation from day to night and how the New York street is turned into a 20s horror show or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, they've really leaned into the nostalgia of going to Halloween Horror Nights. People that might not know what it is. It is a fully experiential attraction from beginning to end. There's merchandise, food offerings, and just amazing entertainment and interactive entertainment as far as like mazes, and they'll scare you. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. And
they try to warn everybody that up front.
Yeah,
there's before rope drop. There's always a little mini quick show. Just let you know, there's fake blood here, and there's this, and there's that, and everything else. And still, people would bring in their kids. Oh, yeah, they're fine, and then after about an hour, parents would be yelling at us, saying, "Stay away from my child." The kid's just losing his mind and they're getting him out the door. It's like,
is that why they
sorry.
made now the badge now that everybody gets to wear, that $300 or whatever badge, that like not to scare me, so they could just take a look at the props and everything?
Yeah, something like that.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's been done in a couple of different parks. I've worked at some of the other parks for Halloween events as well, and that's a great merchandising idea. It's a glow necklace with some type of keepsake, and the idea is as you walk through the streets, the characters or the actors that see you won't scare you. But I don't think they're able to do those in the mazes.
They would never be able to do that at HHN. The issue with HHN is, unlike other haunted attractions, you are filed through back to back to back. So your groups everyone's back to back. So there's no way for a scare actor or a prop master to stop the scare.
Really?
If you go through on it multiple times, you're going to miss things anyhow. But at normal haunts,
they said the badge for this year lights up. They said the badge lights up, and as soon as they see the badge, they're not to scare you and everything.
But if you're
not at HHN,
if you're in a house
at HHN.
If you're in a haunted house,
okay,
if you're doing the haunted house, you're a character in a haunted house, you're hidden. You hear people coming, then you jump out, blah, and then you might be, oh, sorry, did go ahead. It's like,
and that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, because my friends in Japan say the one during the day. That's why I sent you guys that info on the Japan one.
Yeah.
Is milder during the day for all like the families and stuff, and they say at night is when it gets, like you guys are saying, like it gets really scary and stuff and all.
So here in Orlando, what they do have is a lights on tour through a couple of the haunts, where the lights are completely turned on and they show you how the animatronics work and where the scare sequences are, and it's basically a lights on tour. And I think you get to go through 3 different haunts, if I remember right, when I was interviewing people regarding that. Your best route, if you want to go to HHN and really get the best experience, is the RIP tour, which is absolutely spectacular.
Instead of
VIP, you have a tour guide, and they
one of the other. I follow somebody and on YouTube, and they said they took the RIP tour. I didn't know what it was because I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. So that's what it is.
Yeah, so I've done the RIP tour. I used to do it every year. They feed you dinner first. All drinks, aside from alcohol, are free throughout the tour. You have private bathrooms, so when you have to go to a restroom, they're not public bathrooms for everybody at the park. They're actually private. You have a private stop, so there's like nobody there, and you can get drinks and and food and so forth. And then you literally walk into each haunt. The longest I waited in the RIP tour to go into a haunt was 10 seconds.
Oh, wow.
We paused for 10 seconds before, because when you come up with your tour, they stop the line, you go in, and they start the line again. So the longest we had to wait was 10 seconds, and that was only 1 year. And then to miss the big crowds, because you don't walk up the express lane, you come up from behind and you walk right in. So it's all backlot stuff, walking. So you're not, spending most of the time not walking through the big crowds. And you go to all the haunts, and then you get reserved seating at the show. And the show is absolutely worth seeing.
Okay. Yeah, because I wanted to see the...
sorry, when's the last year you went?
Last year.
Wow. That's
I
great.
go every year. That's
great, because that sounds fantastic. I just know that, from a design standpoint, a lot of times the RIP groups, they do get to come in, but sometimes they are ushered in from a separate entrance and they miss some of the stuff like the setup and things like that. But we did a pretty good job. We would have representatives from the design team at the RIP, the luncheon or the dinner, talking about here's the backstory that we've created for each one of these mazes, because that's the idea.
Yeah.
We're telling you this is a horror movie, And this is when you enter this horror movie, and this is what you need to do. So there's this backstory of who you interact with and things like that. Those are for the original haunts.
So that happens at the RIP tour.
Yeah.
Before you go into every haunt, your guide sits there and gives you the full backstory, which is what I really loved about it, because you actually get a better grasp of what's going on in the haunt. And we all go through the main entrance, so you're not missing anything. And then when you get out, they take you, usually if the haunts are like side by side, we don't go through the normal. As soon as we come out the exit, we go through a different side panel and we go right into the next haunt.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to guarantee that you're going to see absolutely all the haunts and the show and be fed, the RIP tour is absolutely right to go. I do not recommend doing the very first RIP tour, because I guarantee you will not have enough time to actually eat your dinner. Because it starts almost as time within like 20 minutes or 30 minutes after the park opens, and you still have when it opens, you still have to make your way over to where the RIP tour is, then get your dinner, and if you're on the first tour, you may be able to get 2 bites before you have to go back outside and start your tour. So I always say if the first tour is at 7 a.m. Do like, and it's usually every half hour, do the 7:30 or 8 o'clock tour. And that way you actually get to eat and, have something to drink and then do your tour.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I went to, it will be 20 years, to the Mickey's Halloween one with my niece when she was about 2-3 years old and everything. And I'm like, that was my first and only time ever been down to Florida. And everyone said I should have snuck out and went to Halloween Horror Nights instead of going with them, because I went around a second time because my sister and her friends ruined the trip. It was a birthday present for me and my niece. And I had fun, but I'm one of those that scares easily. And like I said, I'm scared of ET. So I'm serious, because my uncle knew a certain director and got us the 4-foot-high stand-uppies, and my sister would sleep with hers and it would land on my face every morning, and I was not having this damn thing, or I'm not dealing with this, let's put it that way. And another uncle was doing the dailies for the editing, and when ET came out of the bushes, I was 6 years old, screaming, going behind the couch and everything. So it was like, I don't like that alien. So how, on a scale of 1 to 10, will I survive Halloween Horror Nights? Because I might just wait till Christmas and see the Grinch.
So here's the kick.
Hang on, Robert. I'm just going to pause you for a moment, because I do want to get to a few people in the chats. But I'm glad you mentioned that, Gadget, because the first question is, Billy, wasn't the original concept of ET a horror movie?
Actually, it was. And then there was going to be a sequel that was going to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
And Baker did the designs for it. It was ET 2 Nocturnal Visitors, and then it got shut down.
What about the Cheech and Chong movie? If anybody remembers that scene from Up in Smoke.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can mention it here.
Yeah, and well, in ET, I mean, again, like all of that, I know people that are terribly afraid of aliens no matter what. And whether it's a xenomorph,
Stargate aliens don't bother me. It's this thing that bothers me.
That's when I came aboard as character in '97. I was one of the mad scientists in New York area, and half of us were mad scientists. Other ones were the big alien grays with the silver robes. So we were that was '99. That was when I was a zombie. That was when I was a zombie, and I had a little bit of thing. I had one side of it. It was like Cripless, haven't eaten anyone in days. Please donate any toes or small children. And if anybody was being douchey to me, on the other side, I had a sign, and I kept this hidden from the directors and everybody else, which was, "I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid to act silly. What's your excuse?"
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that year, I remember vividly, because we were doing a takeoff on X-Files, right? So we had.
Yes, because we had agents too. That's right.
Yeah, there were agents. But what was funny is some of the aliens had these giant gray bulbous heads.
They were huge.
And there's alcohol at Universal.
Oh no!
And what would happen is these kids, the young guys and gals, would sneak behind these aliens with these bulbous heads and come up behind them and go, and the mask would collapse and then go.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's even horrible.
And I have to tell you, like, we would walk through and be like, "Oh, that's a shame," but it was funny. It really was funny.
It ended up being my sub job to just act foolish and watch the people, because there's no peripheral vision in those things, nothing. They barely saw in front of themselves. So I would be, no, do not touch them. I have not examined them yet. They may have disease. You know.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there was nothing I feared more than a pack of 14-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
They have no fear.
Yeah,
And a lot of
pack of 14-year-olds going.
Well, the funny thing is, I think New York Comic Con is taking a cue from Halloween Horror Nights, because this year's New York Comic Con is a Halloween theme. So everybody's doing anything that's related to Halloween, and I'm technically a tarot card reader witch, and my cosplay is somewhere in this mess of fixing an apartment and everything. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be wearing for New York Comic Con, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to see some of your scare tactics being used there, because I already got word from my friends. Be prepared to run screaming with the TARDIS.
Patty, what is this? I'm going to try to put it up. I don't know how StreamYard's going to pull this off. There.
Wow. Can you blow that up at all?
I can't. That's the biggest it'll get. StreamYard
okay, you know
really
what? I'll
funky.
pseudo edit it. All right, so you know what? Go ahead and pull that off, and I'll crop it to the original image.
Thank you.
So to answer Gadget's
like, what would be on a scale of 1 to 10? How bad would I screaming?
the houses aren't scary because there's no time to actually set up a scare. It's just very interactive because you're filing through like sardines. But the scare zones themselves could be scary. So I would say the houses on a 1 to 10, for scary, I give them a 3 or a 4. Scare zones, a 6 or a 7.
Because my friends that have gone said that I would do good with Five Nights at Freddy and the Cat House.
Well, the Cat House is actually a scare zone this year. It's based on a movie that they did. I think it's called Slasher Cinema. So they created all these fake B movies, and one was The Cat Lady, and they loved it so much. It's actually, I'm pretty sure, on Hollywood Boulevard.
The Cat Lady of Crooked Lane.
Yeah, The Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. So, Lupo, I question though. So, like, you did such a good job for Universal having people buy this really expensive RIP tour, and then you just told them that the mazes weren't scary.
Did he freeze?
Oh, well, yeah, Universal got him. It's a dark.
I did want to say, don't underestimate this.
Wait, maybe he got raptured.
They're great.
No, I think of any of us, he's not the one getting raptured.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing, though. He's not wrong about some of how the operations work, right?
Okay.
But it's gotten so much better because now so again, like I have this history where we originally started Halloween Horror Nights as pulsed. So there would be a group of 8 that would go through, and then you'd hear some noise and know that you can send the next group in and next group in.
I've heard of that, like at
You're a
music park
screen.
when I was a kid, yeah.
So it really was more like a piece of theater, right? There were scenes, but as the event got more and more popular, it became kind of what we would call a conga line. So then, we did our best to design for that. Well, now the last couple of times I've been through it, really they've taken great care to make sure that they hold the line while characters are breaking, so that when you come in, you get the pristine show that you're supposed to get. That's that good. The designers had intended for. So and I just want to make sure, like, again, it's not like, hey, I'm going to walk right on, unless you buy the RIP tour, which I dare say, I don't know if I've ever seen 10 seconds happen. But
I'm trying to look up the tour and everything and stuff because I'm confused. Because like I said, I watch a lot of YouTube streamers And one in particular, like, well, a couple of them I do like is Tim Tracker and Chris. He does the other one, like the family friendly one, and some of the other people that I just started seeing another one that I hadn't seen in a while, and they're all talking different aspects of it, but no one really mentions the RIP unless it was like in the beginning. But they didn't say, like, they did say they got food. They did say, but I didn't get to watch it fully because it was at a point where I was looking at the thing. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Like, yeah.
I think honestly, it's a great idea if you love Halloween and you want to.
Oh, I do.
And I'm assuming most people that are watching have some type of connection with Halloween or love it. But that is, instead of going to a party or hosting a party in your home, put that money together and just say, we're going there. We're going to buy the RIP tour. We're going to get fed. We're going to have a great time. We're going to be entertained. We're going to be scared. I guarantee you will be scared. I don't know anybody that can go to Halloween Horror Nights and come out and go, I wasn't really scared. They're lying.
It's absolutely wonderfully entertaining. One of the best things about Halloween Horror Nights with the haunts themselves is the detail that they actually put into each haunt. It is so aesthetically pleasing and beautiful. I find some of the haunts that I want to go through over and over again because I want to see more and more detail. There are so many things to go see there. One of the things I do highly recommend is that you go and watch the show. The show is like, to me, one of the highlights of going to Halloween Horror Nights. I always watch the show, and it's always really good. So they used to have like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and then now, and then they had like a dance group, and then that's gone now. And the show they have now is it's like a story. There's usually like
you're gonna make me look.
Like
nocturnal something. I can't.
Yeah, like nocturnal thing.
Oh,
it's combination of dancing, magic, magic illusions, fire.
So it's like one in Japan where they have like the rock show with this teddy bear has an eye coming out, or the Megan doll things they were dancing around like they were doing. That's what type of show?
No, it's very, very different. All I can say is people go back and watch it over and over again. It is very entertaining and very professionally done. It's actually, of all the shows I've watched at all the different haunted attractions at all the different theme parks, this one's the best I've ever seen.
It's called Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's also on the lagoon, there's a spectacle that combines projection and things like that. That's really, really magnificent. So it really is both that and Nightmare Fuel. We used to say the shows are the treat to trick or treat. And
for sure. Oh, and the food at Halloween Horror Nights, they have a little booth, and the food is really good. My favorite there is they take like a spiral of a potato, and they have like ranch or like barbecue on it, and I always get that because it's really good.
Maybe they could put the barbecue sauce, Billy's barbecue sauce, in there.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Speaking of the shows, the HHN, the first one I went to 2010, I saw the Bill and Ted show, and the 10th Doctor turned up with the TARDIS, and I'm like, I'm home.
Yep.
I've got Halloween, I've got scary stuff, I've got Doctor Who, Bill and Ted.
Nick, actually, that is so funny that you mentioned the 10th Doctor at Halloween Horror Nights, because we have a bit of a coincidence here.
What?
Would you mind if I introduced you to the actual 10th Doctor?
There he is.
Will Hageman, who played the 10th Doctor at Halloween Horror Nights. So, Will, thank you for joining us.
Oh,
cool. Sure. I'm happy to be here. This is exciting. Yeah. I have no idea anybody remembered that role.
Oh, I remember.
Yes,
dude.
you were so good.
When I found out it was you, I went ape crap. I mean, like, I was like, oh my God, it's Will.
Wow.
I don't know why. Just during our conversation, I was like, wait a minute, I gotta text Will right now. Get him on here. Okay. And again, and to preface this for everybody watching, the Bill and Ted show was a staple at Halloween Horror Nights for a very long time, and the basic plot was Bill and Ted and their phone booths would get into a bunch of misadventure, and that year it would be all pop culture characters and icons that were very popular that particular year. I mean, going back to the beginning, and there's some cool stuff. I've never seen this. I've heard about it. I heard there was actually a fight scene between Boba Fett and Snake Plissken from Escape from New York from like the mid-90s. Yes. I want to see that. I still want to see that. But and also among actors in the attractions area and stuff, being cast in that role is a mark of distinction in the acting world of the attractions, stuff like that. And Will Hageman, and to give him a full introduction, he is an actor and touring comedian who's appeared in several attraction roles throughout the Orlando area. And yes, he was cast as the David Tennant Doctor Who that year.
So that would have been for Mike Aiello, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a long history with Bill and Ted. There's a show at Knott's Berry Farm called The Hanging.
Yep.
Which was basically they would take whoever had been in pop culture and done something, they would bring them out and make fun of them and then hang them.
Oh, dear Lord.
And they just brought it back. They just brought it back like 2 years ago.
Okay, explain. What?
No,
hey, and then we got in trouble with Freddy Krueger, so they had to change it out.
New York does not have all this fun stuff that you guys have. Right now, we just got The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I'm doing on my birthday, Bronx Zoo Halloween, and the Halloween parade in the city. That's all we really get because if you are from New York City, you know that we have already the Pizza Rats and all the other.
Go to Beetle House.
We just got that in. Yeah, we got that.
Beetle House is pretty amazing. If you have
that one. I've been trying to get there, but there's nothing really like what you guys have.
Some old Halloween Horror Nights actors that are there that are fantastic. But Will, I don't know if you could talk a little bit about this, but so there's probably about 6 people that have written and directed for Bill and Ted. And if I'm trying to get this right, I know it was Julie Zimmerman did the first one with Adrian Lepeltier. Then it was Jason Sorrell. Then it was me. Then it was Mike Aiello. Oh, no. Then it was Greg Berkheimer. Then Mike Aiello and Kenny Bobble. Then Jason Horn. And the reason there isn't a Bill and Ted anymore is because of YouTube. I'll just say.
Wait, what? I got to hear this.
So and here's the reason. Because it was a comedy satire. But our costuming department and our prosthetics department, I mean, one year that I did it, we had Mr. Burns and Smithers, and we did full prosthetics on them, and you thought that they walked out. They were the bad guys that were stealing Bill and Ted's phone booth. Usually the way the show ran, which it was, for whatever reason, for Halloween, Bill and Ted are coming to Universal. They take their phone booth, and when they get there, they talk about all the cool stuff that's been happening, and then some notorious, nefarious bad guy from pop culture steals their phone booth and goes and gets all these bad guys to take over Halloween Horror Nights. So then Bill and Ted go and get all these good guys. Then there's a bunch of stunts. Then they all get together, defeat the bad guy, and dance for no reason.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yeah, no. And it's so, for Will, all of a sudden, Mike Aiello being a huge Doctor Who fan, there it is. I mean,
I remember getting the audition notice. And my friends were like, "Hey, they're looking for a David Tennant at Halloween Horror Nights," and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to get that." That was the cream of the crop in 2010 to be an actor in the Bill and Ted show. That was about as high as you could get. So I went in, and Mike Aiello being a big fan, I just went in with a David Tennant audition. I did the Gallifrey Voyage of the Damned speech. I'm the Doctor. I'm 903 years old, and I'm the guy who's going to save the planet below. You got a problem with that? And Mike loved it. And it turned out also they needed a Nick Cage, and I just happened to have a Nick Cage impression, so I ended up playing Nick Cage the Sorcerer. Came out that year.
Oh wow.
So I was playing Nick Cage as well. I also did the Count, the puppet, because Twilight was big that year. So we did this scene where Bella left the glittery pirate. I forget
Edward.
Vampire Edward. Yes, left him and went to the pirate or to the Count from Sesame Street. So
No.
we did tons of parodies. You could not do it now. There's no way.
Well, and that
as
was
you were
the thing,
saying,
is
Michael.
that they would say, "Don't film this," right? There would be an announcement, and sooner or later, stuff got leaked out. And you can find some of the Bill and Ted's out there. Not many, though. They've done a really good job. But I mean, we also, as the show progressed, those characters became more parodies. So it wasn't, Superman wasn't exactly Superman, and it was, or heightened. But in the early years, it was a situation comedy where it's like, nope, that's Boba Fett, and nope, that's Snake Plissken, and nope, that's Scully and Mulder, and nope, that's Doc Brown. And I mean, that's where the comedy came from, is all these characters that would never interact were suddenly interacting. And so, it was a great moment in time.
It was a huge hit too. I remember hearing stories about people that were in the Bill and Ted show and how the fans went crazy, because this is really before social media took off. So this is 2010. So people wanted to go out and do something unique. There wasn't a lot to do, and this was always like a draw. And they would say on the last night, you're going to be blown away because the audience will have memorized the entire show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, they'll know a few lines. It blew me away. I could not believe it. We went out. I couldn't even hear my own lines with the microphones because the whole audience is saying it with you. So you felt like a rock star. And the choreography, I'm not a dancer, but they did such a good job teaching you. And there was so much adrenaline in the show. And I felt like a dancer by the end of the run. It was fantastic.
And
one of the greatest experience of my acting career in Orlando, for sure.
And
or
also,
anywhere, really.
Also, Will, you were a fan. You were a legitimate. You were cosplaying and doing this. And I think that's how we do. Hey, come on in, because I've seen you do this and stuff.
I had already had the costume when I came in, so I came in with the sonic screwdriver and the psychic paper and everything. So it was just meant to be at that time.
And I think were we living in the Monster House at that time? Or was that?
I think we might have been roommates at that time.
Yeah. Okay. Too. Yeah. Because when Will was just starting out, like he and the rest of our peers at the show we were all working at together. Everybody was getting into Doctor Who, so I was the Doctor Who guy. So like, Patty, who's this Davros guy? Why is he important? So like, well, yeah,
that's true.
Great.
He was the go-to resident.
Christian, you have the picture of the TARDIS being there, right? At Halloween Horror Nights. You still have that picture?
With Bill and Ted. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you even have a picture of yourself in that outfit?
I do, somewhere deep in Facebook. Somewhere way back in Facebook. There's a picture of me.
Because you gotta remember, when you do these things, you have to be a little delicate putting that stuff out. I mean, with Halloween Horror Nights, maybe a little loosey goosey. I think at this point the statute of limitations is probably gone, but you never know, and especially as Will is still active. Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna be doing at Halloween Horror Nights? Are you attending, or are you being an actor at it?
I'm just going to be attending this year at Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got a few questions in the chat, and we'll see if we can do. First of all, Mark's back. Mark says, ask Roddy about the great ghost at Terror on Church Street for a really scary story.
The real ghost.
All right. So Terror on Church Street was a year-round attraction that was at a building in Church Street, and it was 2 floors. It was pulse. You went through, and there were different rooms that would kind of tell the story of the eternal dwellers of Church Street. And really well done. Director by the name of David Clevenger, also a set designer, put it together. He had hired me. I came in. I did some writing for him. I did some acting for him. So one night, what Mark is talking about is that there was a area of the place that, it was a spooky building. It used to be a Woolworths back in the day, and it had been abandoned. And the people that originally bought it and made Terror on Church Street was a Spanish company. and they brought in some things and props. They weren't really necessarily theatrical. So they brought in real dirt for the graveyard and all this kind of stuff. And people were getting sick. And so David took over and really created this finesse and a theatricality to it that was amazing. So, but there was a ghost at Church Street. And, you know, sometimes when you'd be there and it would be on a Wednesday night at 9:30 and there's not a huge line of people, you just be sitting there in the dark listening to sound effects or just listening to silence. And it always occurred to me that, you know, a place like Terror on Church Street creates so much terror. What would come there but something that fed on terror? And, you know, a couple nights I was there and I worked in this one room that was called the morgue, where all these hanging bodies, and you hit a button and the bodies moved and people screamed and then you jumped out. And I was a crazy surgeon that had operated on himself, and I scared them and they ran out of the room. So one night I'm looking through this little peephole waiting for them to come in. I see them come in. I'm getting ready to hit the button and I see this figure hop up from near where the wall would be that I'm looking through and run towards them, smacking the bags, and they scream, right? And I'm like, oh, is this another actor just playing around in my room? You know, we played pranks and stuff like that too. So I go out the other way to scare them, and they're all backing out of the room. I scare them. They turn, they scream, they run out, they go down the stairs. I'm watching them go down the stairs, and then I turn around and I look down this hallway to where they just were, and hand to God, saw a form that walked across the hallway. And as it walked across the hallway, the head turned and looked right at me. But what was so weird is that it was a blur. I can't tell you what the features were. It just was a form with a blur where the face would be, and then evaporated into a wall. I never seen anything like that. So I went downstairs. I'm like, hey, I don't know what's going on. And they were like, oh, you saw Yellow Man. And I'm like, what the hell is Yellow Man? What are you talking about? And apparently this is a spirit or a ghost that has been there, and so many people that work there saw it. And it really freaked me out because I felt like there was a presence there. So I'd been moving on to Universal anyway, so I kind of stopped working at Terror on Church Street. I came back one other time to help them out. I got a concussion. A door got pushed off the rails by unseen forces and hit me in the back of the head, knocked me out.
That's because you're a magnet.
Maybe.
No, you are a magnet. You are.
Okay.
You are. I'm surprised Mark didn't tell you. You are. I can sense it. You're a magnet.
Well, I don't.
Because I'm watching your video back there, and I don't know if that's the camera trick or what, but there's something that was crossing before.
Oh no, I'm home alone.
Sure.
Maybe it's Marv and Harry. Anyway, so then the last night I started designing at Halloween Horror Nights, and Terror on Church Street went out of business. So they said, let's go down and see if we can, there's an auction for the props. And I said, I just want to go down and see if that energy is still in the building, because at that point it had been.
You didn't take anything, right?
No.
I'm surprised.
But I walked in the building and it was the same cold feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I just felt like something was there trying to.
It's in the floorboard.
Yeah, it was not good. So now it's a hotel, believe it or not. But I think they.
Oh dear Lord!
I think they tore it down and built it back up. But yeah, if you're in Orlando, it's right across from the Dr. Phillips Center. It's that corner.
Yep.
Bohemian kind of hotel.
Michael, I'm not trying to freak you out or anything, but adding to what Just Gadget says, there's something throbbing behind.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm
a green eerie light through the door on the wall behind you.
It just looks like something's going up.
It's like a flux capacitor, only different.
That's what I'm saying. That was added to whatever else was walking by there, because something did brush by him, and it's not a bad thing. It's just something brushes by him, but that's what triggered me to see that thing that's behind him.
Well, so if you like being freaked out, I have a book series called Haunters.
When you have a natural
Mike, put it back up. There you go. I got your website right there, my friend.
This is volume 1. There's 5 other volumes coming out, and this is filled with stories of haunters, backstories, photographs, real haunts, real ghost sightings and haunts, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you would love my neighborhood. It's the fort is across the street is the fort for the Revolutionary War when the British took over the American soldiers and everything. And a lot of people say when they dig in the backyards, they find all the cannons and the uniforms and everything and stuff. So, and they get this like eerie feel that they're still around, you know?
Yeah. So the story that we come to find out about this place is that there was a kid that killed himself when it was a Woolworths.
Oh my.
You know, so
because it was a Woolworths.
Killed himself in the building, right? Hung himself in the building.
Really?
And then to make matters worse, it was in the area where this area that I was. But people would see things. There would be sounds coming from speakers that had no power to them. Doors would slam, all kinds of stuff. So it was a spooky place. Call Dr. Venkman or Dr. Stan.
Indeed. I got a question for Will and Roddy. Have you guys gotten any mementos from your time working at Hollywood Horror Nights? And I say that very carefully. Have you found yourself in possession of anything?
Or accidentally fell in your pockets?
You know, I have, hold please. I actually have this, which is, there's an icon character that I created years ago called Jack the Clown, which I'm very proud of. And Jack's still around. And in fact, he just moved to Vegas. He's doing Horror Unleashed if you're in the Vegas area. But this is the original
Jack Attacks.
This is the original mock-up billboard that was on I-4. Like they did a mock-up of this to show. And that is the original art for Jack. And that's actually my face.
Wow.
Oh,
nice.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've had that for a number of years. I think I do. I have lots of stuff.
I'll take some if you've got any extra. I didn't get anything. I didn't want to. There was no way for me to grab anything. I used my own sonic screwdriver though, so that was the one that I had.
They should have
so
had
I
that for you.
Yeah. Well, I already had one. I've got one. Can I use mine instead? It looks better. No.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned the Count. They actually the company that built that for Mike for that show. I mean, it was very, very well done.
Yes.
And for right after Halloween that year, I had a Halloween party and Mike came over, and he came dressed as the Count. He was the Count puppeteer, and he brought it over to the house. And
nice.
I think it's in his home, and well, I know it's in his home. So
good.
Getting people in trouble.
No.
Come, everybody is something's dropped in somebody's pocket now and then, or an extra put something in somebody by accident.
Well, my last night as a mad scientist, they gave us a bunch of miscellaneous generic props. So I had a severed, not quite a hand, not quite an arm. It was like right around about the middle. Yeah, that's it. There you go. So,
wow.
And I would walk around with that.
Happy to see you.
The Al Bundy hand. The Al Bundy hand.
I would walk that around with that going around, and the drunk woman would come up. What's this? And I would just whisper in their ear, "Well, I got the hand. Now I'm just looking for the job."
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Wah wah.
Yeah, pretty much so too. So I got very attached to that. So I took it with me the very last day on Halloween when we were done, and at that point. And here's the thing too, it's like at that time, I mean, I think Roddy, how many extra people they hire? I mean, at least about another 300-400 to fill the streets and the stuff like that too. So, and it's attrition. People think it's not the fun little like seasonal job that they think it is. So you lose about maybe about 30% by the end, if not more.
Yeah.
So they were just at that point they were just glad that people were there for that last night.
Yeah. Well, I also, the first job I had at Halloween Horror Nights was playing Norman Bates. And so it was actually a film set that was left over. They shot the last Psycho movie. Well, not the remake, not that thing, but the last one with Tony Perkins right there in Orlando. So for years, you could go to see the Barney show, which I don't know if the Barney show gone now.
No, Barney's gone.
Yeah, but you could go into that courtyard, and if you looked up on the hill, there was the Bates Mansion. Well, they also had the hotel, and that's what was the haunted house was built right around it, so you were actually going in the hotel. But when they tore down the Bates house, I have a couple of the planks, because I'm like, it's a piece of history. I have a piece of the orca on a wall back there. I'm also a huge Jaws nerd, if you didn't know that. So I have a barrel out in the backyard. I have
Michael, don't sell yourself short. You are a legitimate one of the leading experts in Jaws history.
Well, that's very kind. Yeah, no, if you like Jaws, you can check out our documentary, The Shark Is Still Working. It's pretty cool. It was licensed by Universal. And then I have another documentary that's on Amazon, just got released, called Monster Kids. If you love, the how we all became who we are and love Halloween so much.
Yes.
Our break area of, I think, the first year was the Herc-and-Xena attraction, which had closed. It'd been gone for a while. Now, in the foyer there, they had a big poster of Herc-and-Xena that had been autographed by both of them. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. I really thought, I bet I could unscrew that, roll this up, sneak it out. I didn't, but the thought definitely crossed my mind.
Well, what's funny is that, do you know who Greg Nicotero is?
I know the name.
So Greg's an executive producer. He is the N of K&B Effects, right? So I've been friends with Greg for 25 years. Well, Herc-and-Xena, those effects, the actual TV show, were done by K&B, who also did Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. And what's funny is that all of those props that were in that opening room, those were all really from the show.
I believe that.
And then they've just been used over the years for Halloween Horror Nights and stuff.
Yeah, that was something else about Halloween Horror Nights. There was so much repurposed. Christian, you showed that shot earlier of that zombie of mine. That was an old Rick Moranis character from costume from. No, that's Mad Scientist. But when I was the zombie, that's Mad Scientist.
That's Tully. Yeah, that's Tully.
Yeah, that's a Rick Moranis costume from the old Ghostbusters show.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So yeah, they were really, Universal was really, and again, this is why I thought was like so really, really, really cool, was just how much the repurposing and how much, okay, this is the Legos we have to play with this year. Yeah. What can we build?
Yeah.
Let me jump into the chats real fast, because we're kind of getting close to the end. I want to make sure everybody gets it. Hey, does anyone remember doing the Living Dead attraction? Nope.
There was one?
I never saw one.
There's never been a Living Dead one. Oh, the Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, there was a correction.
Now, we actually in the early years, we wanted to do a Night of the Living Dead one that would be all in black and white.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. But then Walking Dead, you know what? I don't know. I maybe I love Walking Dead, but there's so much of it now. It's like there's almost like I don't know what.
It's oversaturated now. It's just way too much.
The whole zombie genre is dead. Pun intended.
It will rise again.
Michael,
in my head.
Michael, what was the one thing y'all really wanted to do under your tenure that got close, but just for whatever reason got shot down by the powers that be?
It's funny. My last year at Halloween Horror Nights, I got to do it. For years and years and years, I wanted to do a tribute to the classic monsters, because every time you would bring it up when I was there, it would be like, yeah, they're not scary. They're not scary. They're not scary. So for 2009, they were remaking the Wolfman, and Rick Baker had redesigned the Wolfman.
Yeah.
So I had met Rick a couple of times, and we said, well, if they're remaking the Wolfman, why don't we remake Frankenstein and Dracula in that same style, so it'll be that holy or that unholy trinity of mazes. So we had worked and reached out to Rick, and we went to California and we're having dinner with him. And the idea, and Rick said he would do this. We said, you've designed this new Wolfman. He's perfect for it. I mean, he's the modern day Jack Pierce. Mm-hmm. You're the Jack Pierce was the makeup man who created all three of those looks. What would you make the Frankenstein monster in your design and Dracula in your design and the supplemental custom characters. And he said, absolutely, it would be a dream of mine. I'd love to do it. He said, the only thing I just would like to retain the rights. And I was like so excited because just think about that. Like, you know, Rick Baker creates Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, the creature from the Black Lagoon, all of those. And it just fell apart right in front of me at dinner because it was a legal thing that Universal Pictures wouldn't give the rights for the ownership of those characters.
Oh yeah,
that's the only thing that sucks.
Well,
but if you've had the chance to go to Epic Universe, man, oh man, did they do it right?
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is perfect.
I'm waiting to see if they do an anime at Epic Universe because it sounds like it's a really good thing. Halloween Horror Nights and Epic Universe, because I've never been to any of them. And I really want to go one time. And I was waiting maybe like Christmas time and stuff like that, or when I actually get some money or something. But is it a good place to work too? Because you guys just mentioned Halloween Horror Nights, but is the actual company a good place? Like, you know what I mean? Like, say you sold somebody on, I want to do this for the rest of my life, you know, or for a few years or something.
I have a lot of team member friends that I've known for years that work at Universal, and they love it. And if you work at Universal, you actually get to go to SeaWorld for free. So you kind of get both. So most of my my buddies out here in Orlando, they work at Universal and Disney, so they get to go to all the parks.
That's cool.
Will, we actually got a question for you in the chats. I'm not exactly sure where this question originates from, but Jim says, hey, Will, do you think you can get Emma Watson to do a movie with you? I'm just like, okay.
That'll be a really hard sell. I don't know her. I wouldn't know how to contact her, but if she would agree to it, I would definitely be in for that. She's fantastic.
Be a companion. And plus, I'm sure her 7 figures will really just cancel that answer right now.
Is there anything you can mention that you're working on right now that we could promote for you or anything?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to be working on a project that's here in Orlando. It's basically a startup company that's going to kind of do some online content with it's called Love You. And we're trying to do a whole universe of stories about romance and stuff like that. So that should be coming out soon. But it's going to be right here in Orlando with Orlando actors, and we're going to hopefully entertain some people and have some fun falling in love. It's going to start off on YouTube. I think we're doing other platforms too. So it's going to start off with like video shorts. We call them verticals, and we're going to start to get into that world and try to do storytelling that way. So that's what I got coming up, and I'm excited about that.
Will, go ahead and tell them about your other side hustle too.
Well, I work at Disney as well.
No. The plants.
Oh, the plants. Oh, well, yeah, I have an online business called Habitatable. It's an Etsy shop, and I make things for plants, propagation stations and stuff like that. I wish I had some to show you right now because they're all around me. But anyway, you take plants like this, and you pluck them down into something. You take a cutting and you put them down in the water. I make things that hold plants like that, and it's called Habitatable. It's on Etsy. And you can also search my name, William Hageman. That should bring it up as well. Thank you.
Hey guys, since we're already starting this, and I'm apparently not in the picture right now, so that's cool. Let's go ahead. No. This is on purpose so that we can fit the 6 of you, and then we do this anytime we have 7-fold. But let's go ahead and run down. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So, Robert, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can look me up at The Orlando Wizard, which is all theme park stuff, or Lupa Outdoors, which is all my outdoor stuff that I can't put on theme park stuff.
Gotcha. Nick, where can anybody find you?
Oh, just look for Nick Smith Films. Nick Smith Films is my website, or you could look for hashtag Nick Smith Films. You can pick up my new book, Marketing for Micro Budget Films. I love the way movies are marketed, which includes HHN with their tie-ins. So if you want to share that passion with me, just go to hashtag Nick Smith Films.
Gadget, where can Ghost stalk you at this point?
Well, I'll be at New York Comic Con, night before Christmas at the Botanical Gardens. Get my gadgetpendragon.com, Instagram, Facebook, everything. You can get my books at lulu.com. One number of kids and adults who have autism and dyslexia will be able to play this. And this was about me going over to England with all the other crazy stuff and seeing the Doctor Who experience, as well as seeing if I found love or anything. So, yeah, otherwise, after all that, after that, it's just Christmas around here in New York. If anybody wants to help me fix an apartment, they're more than welcome. Still looking for work, though.
Mr. Hawkins, where can people find you?
You can find me Patty Hawkins without vowels at just about all the TikToks, Instagrams, and stuff like that. Look for this ridiculous image, and you'll know it's me. I've got GalaxyCon is GalaxyCon and has 2 imprint shows that are more specialized. So it's GalaxyCon Presents Animate and GalaxyCon Presents Nightmare Weekend. We have several Nightmare Weekends coming up. Obviously, we're getting to that season. And got a lot hopper in there. And if you're local to Orlando, I will be doing Holiday Matsuri in December.
Really? Cool.
Nice.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes. After years of just being in orbit of each other, they finally they made me an offer, and I didn't have anything going on that weekend. So I was like, yes, because it's a lovely, fun little show. It's a great. Well, you know what, Christian? When we get to that holiday season, we can talk about that then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And last but not least, definitely not least, Mr.
Guys,
Michael Roddy.
This has been really just a joy. If you want to find out what I've done in the theme park world or in the film world, my website's www.michaelroddystoryteller.com. The book's available on accomplishing. Oh gosh. What does it say? Oh, accomplishedinnovation.com. It's 4
in
horses.
Braille. It's okay. I wear the glasses too.
The ghost got me. More books are coming out. I also have a kids book coming out in November called You Are the Only You. That's about how we're all special and unique in the universe. So please check me out. I really appreciate the time, and I'll be lurking for you.
Awesome. Thank you all panelists for coming. Thank you guys for joining us here on a special, and hopefully we'll have a lot more Halloween Horror Night specials coming up in the coming years. Plus, I was supposed to rate all the haunted houses. Guess what? I'm just going to have to do a separate episode for that one. So you guys can join me on that. And everyone, thank you again for joining us.
Now, Christian, we should all stick around.
I do have a quick thing. 2 haunts you must see this year is Five Nights at Freddy. It looks astounding. And they actually have life-size animatronics in fully movable everything. And then if you're a Fallout fan, the Fallout house looks pretty impressive as well. So those are 2 that I highly recommend. One that I'm not really excited about going to is Dolls, because talking creepy dolls freak me out.
No,
and absolutely go see the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, do definitely see Nightmare Fuel.
And if you like gore, go see Terrifier. I hear there's a wet path and a dry path. So
there is.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, didn't they say something about they have raincoats that look like blood after you get out of there because they change color when they get wet?
Do they change color, or is it really blood?
I don't know. All I know is I saw one tail end of, like I said, those YouTubers, and they had on the raincoats, and they looked like they had been splattered with blood, and they said, oh, because they got wet while they were in there.
Yeah. Oh, the ghost of Gallagher will be upset.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Followed right behind by Super Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
And real fast, everybody, check us out. We, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS team and the Daleks of Florida will be together again at Makers Fair on November 8th and 9th at the Makers Fair Orlando at the Central Florida Fairgrounds. Get your tickets now. Again, the Dalek Builders. If you are somebody or you know that special someone who is into robots and stuff, this is the place for them to learn and build and imagine. It's just wonderful. If you ever see those like robots that start fighting and beating each other up, yep, they have that. They have those tournaments out here. So Maker's Fair 13th annual Orlando, November 8th and the 9th that weekend, and the Dalek Builders of Florida will be out there. And without further ado, you know what, Patty, I'm just going to run through this since you took the time to cut it up and send it to me.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it in order. Do it in order.
Okay, I gotta find it because
rewind.
StreamYard doesn't like it when I'm in order. There you go, sir.
No. There should be the number one or something.
That's not number one?
No. Number one is the image that got Roddy in trouble.
Oh, hang on a second. Let me see. For some reason, it wouldn't. Come on.
See, it doesn't want to get him into any more trouble.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming.
Not possible.
Sword.
Yes.
Yeah,
wow.
There it
no,
is.
That was it.
How did that get him in trouble? That's gorgeous.
There's two clashing intellectual properties. That's how that gets in them.
Yeah.
How are they?
And then the supreme irony, of course, was that Disney would eventually start dabbling in Doctor Who merchandise at the UK Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Which we all got at a discounted Cast Connection about 9 months later.
And doesn't Disney now own Doctor Who? If not, they will.
Only that 2 seasons. That's it.
Distributing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure one day.
But yeah, so I had that image up. I had all the doctors going, "Get out of my TARDIS! Get out of my TARDIS! Get out of my TARDIS! Get out of my TARDIS! Could you step away from the TARDIS, please? Because he's the way."
Yes.
Leave it out. Leave it. You have to go. Get out of my boyfriend's TARDIS. Your boyfriend. Yeah.
Well, you have to say, "Leave it."
Let it go. Just let it go.
Speaking of letting it go, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and catch us next week on the episode I have yet to think up. So, anyway, without further ado,
Christian, we stick around though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Please stick around.
Yeah.
And before we go, as always, we want to say farewell. And there might be something Christmassy for this gentleman. Everybody, please make sure we say goodnight to Simon on the way out. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. And until the next adventure, thank you for joining us. And Tony, take us out. Go ahead, everybody. Say goodnight, Simon.
Night, Simon.
Good night, Simon.
Good night, Simon.
And
Again.
happy Halloween, everyone.
Got it. Tony, take us out.